this is continued. I film with my cell phone, and I do own and run a full-on business, so somebody interrupted me and it shuts the camera function off while you get a phone, and then I say things I shouldn't say, so I won't say them. Anyways, where I got interrupted here and it cut out. So this is more fun than work and business anyway, so I'd go back to this stuff tomorrow. Well, I was never in this end of it, but I'd rather do this than real life, so. Or the real part of it, the real logging. There's a guy, just to let you know how big an 044 is. That little dot's a human. These things are just immense, just like stupid big, crazy big. It's probably why they're not much around anymore. They're too big to move around. They used to throw an outfit up into a valley for decades, or 8-10 years. They'd move a whole camp in and bring a machine in, use up most of its useful life in there. But now the small cut block, small wood, all the rules and regulations, narrow roads, you can't really house a big piece for a long time anywhere anymore. And the moving them's too expensive. There's the harbor chief. Probably slightly different than the harbor master. April 1962. That's just one up from a little dozer boat. Oh, it's got too nice a cab for a dozer boat. Something peak logging. That's that bulldozer with the big frame around it, mobile spar. Sure looks like a Laterno. Somebody's wrote Gentle Ben on the front of it. That has to be a Laterno. Oh, I should have looked. Okay, there's this one that keeps showing up here, the dozer one. I couldn't see the name on the other there a month or two ago when we was doing it. Snow Peak Logging. So you can Google them and find that they don't exist anywhere on the internet, nor no mention of them, I'm sure. Would have been a British Columbia logging outfit. Used to be thousands of them. There's Gentle Ben, the Laterno again. Don't know how this ties in, but I would more than guess that Madill probably had big, huge, like army tanks and stuff to lift off rail cars, tank chassis, winch sets. This probably would have been handy in their yard, so could well be from there. Oh, cool envelope. Piece of history. I have no idea, but probably somebody important at Madill to get their picture took and put in with this box of photos. Probably somebody that made more money than all of us. Some gear cutter, some piece of machinery in the shop, in the plant. Some guy that runs some gear cutter, piece of machinery in the plant. Kind of looks like 1980s, maybe 70s, but it's pretty clean, pretty updated. Looks like 80s. Another one. More boats. That's a really small picture. Some Madill executive airplane. Because they had the plant in Washington too, so I guess they had to do some air travel. Actually, that's more of a private jet. if we can zoom in enough, that's a Madill 09 tower. Look, oh, I guess, looks like a Washington loader. Actually, a little bit hard to tell with the angle on that heel boom, and that's either the Butler or the Madill logging truck, the roller skate. If you can zoom in and see that. That was its own unique piece of history there. Some drive gears for the winch drums. And how many millions of logs those gears have hauled in by now. That boom configuration looks like it ties in with this one. So I got a bit of a name on there. Tom. I don't know what it's. Tom Bro, Tom. The door's closed. If it said Tom Brown, then that was a guy that worked at Trican Machinery and had some history on Saturna Island and logging there. Had an old cable D8 cat. Someone Wheeler Equipment would know. But I don't know if that's... Well, he would have been old enough to be around back then. That's in the 60s. So. Winch set getting built for an 09 Madill. The nameplate in the front. Wichita brakes. What's this? Oh, nice. Card show. Do Japanese, or we'll go left. We'll go backwards. See lots of drums on that yarder, but they got to be guy line. They're all guy lines in the front. Sled mount. These must have got damp. Pretty much same pictures stuck together. Oh, one on the back too. Cute pack. What's this? Heel boom. Loading boom. The turn signal on the truck. A flapper arm to go in and out. That's dating itself. So much so that I don't even know the date. It sounds like 1920s stuff. Ring gear, Rotec. I'll say this, there's no made in China parts there. When they say it was built there, it was built here, BC. They're cutting their own rings and gears, doing everything. Kind of a shame. Well, I won't digress too much, but kind of a shame that doesn't go on anymore. I don't know why we can't build a piece of equipment or a truck in this part of the world anymore. Used to build chainsaws here. Even in Seattle, they had the Titan, like the Titan 40s. Now everything comes from other countries. Minutes. Don't know. Probably nothing. Nope. Big zero. What are you cutting gears with the Adidas sneakers on? And the jobs that creates that login. I mean, how many dozens or tens of dozens of guys worked on these pieces, building them. 40-year careers there. This is a repeat picture. This has been in history books, this one, or copies of. Not really dated. This is kind of a famous one. The guy sat in the cab hanging way off the side. He was a yarding, he was a loading, he was a logging. Yeah, imagine telling an operator that today. Not only are you're running the whole landing, as long as he didn't have to unbell his own chokers, I guess he wouldn't get too angry. Well, we spent an hour and a bit going over Madill photo. I still got some more here. I'll cut out and start again.